Morning. Welcome to our garden. So today, April 3rd, it's really cold. The nasty frost last night, -4, which isn't ideal really. So good job I overseeded the brassicas, because I'm pretty sure my long shot has failed. Same as the one cucumber I put out. I didn't think it was going to go, but I thought on the off chance it would get a little bit of a head start. But everything's frozen outside. Greenhouse last night, oh, it got down to 2 degrees. Didn't get to freezing though, thankfully. So why I've got all the bubble wrap around it. But I wanted to record yesterday, but I felt a little bit embarrassed to do so. But I went to Wilko. Bloody love Wilko. I didn't realise how good it was. Got myself a goodie bag. Now obviously I've already planted way too much stuff this year. I haven't got any space for anything else. So I got a load of seeds. I got myself, what did I get? I don't even remember. I got myself some Chinese lanterns. They're just a flower, but they look really, really pretty. My son adores radishes, and we've got normal, well, I say normal radish, little round red top, white bottom ones. We've got some French breakfasts growing as well. But I saw these, 25p. Can't complain with that, can you? So I thought I'd give that a go. And then I'm going to try kohlrabi, which I wasn't too sure on, but this purple one looked gorgeous. I'm going to give that a go. And because I've got to eat healthy, apparently I'm not doing so good right now, so I thought, try some new foods. I'm going to try out some aubergines this year. Just a couple. I'm sure I can find some places for them. But the main thing that I'm really excited with, in one of my beds outside, I'll show you it in a minute, I've got, I think there's 100 onions growing, maybe a bit less. And then at the back of the bed, I've got 3 nice big rhubarb plants. My wife desperately wants more rhubarb, and I don't mind rhubarb, it's all right. But I saw 2 sticks in Tesco's for £2 the other day. So I'm going to grow plenty now, save some more money, and I can enjoy the rhubarb crumble my wife makes. So result. But in my bag of goodies, I have decided I'm going to turn that bed into an asparagus and rhubarb bed. So I'll put another couple of rhubarb in the back of the bed, and I'll have asparagus growing at the front of the bed. Obviously, this year, I can't harvest any of this, which is fine. Got to let it grow because it's got to build up lots of nutrients in the roots. So it's not for this year to harvest, but next year I should hopefully start harvesting, and then I should get a few years of being able to harvest some nice asparagus. So I got 3 of them at £2 each. You can't complain, can you? So I'll set these up in that bed at the front of it. Now I can't do it right now, so there will be a gap, not for you, but for me, of me showing you this bit and then me actually planting the bed. But we'll go out and I'll show you the bed now. Come on. Right, so this is the bed at the moment. See, rhubarb, that one's not doing very well. Rhubarb, rhubarb, blueberry bush, which is going to come out and go in a pot, and then that's just some sage which can come out. And then all the onions, which aren't really doing that well this year for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But what I'm going to do, some of these onions have failed at the front, and I want it fairly close to the front anyway, because I want to put another row of rhubarb there and then just have a row of asparagus popping out on the front here. So I'm going to take out some of the failed ones, pop them in there, add some more compost. There's a little bit of weeding to do in this bed as well, and then it'll all go there. So for you, it'll be in a few seconds, but for me, later on, I'll come out and I'll start prepping all that and set you up and do a little time lapse or something if I can figure that out. See you in a bit. Right, it's been a few hours since the other bit you've seen. I've had a bit of a think. So each of my asparagus, I have 2 plants. So I've got 3 bags, total of 6. For some reason, I thought there was only 1 plant in each. Don't really understand why. Oh, my cat's decided to come into my greenhouse. So I'm not going to put it in that bed. I'm going to split them between 2 beds. While I'm in the greenhouse, though, I thought what I'd do... I'm just opening a drink. Ever so hot in here now. Remember earlier I said it was 2 degrees in the greenhouse? It's now 42 degrees in the greenhouse. And, oh, sorry for covering that, and it's now 12:30. I think it was about 8 o'clock when I showed you the bits a minute ago. So, yeah, very warm greenhouse. I'll have to open the windows in a bit as well. So I thought I'd show you what they are. So again, 3 of these bags. And actually, if you can see there in the bag, they've already started to grow, which is absolutely fine. Just got to be aware of it when I'm planting, that's all. So if I open these bags, if I open them on the potting bench, then I can get rid of the loose soil that was on them. There's both of them. And these ones are just turning like this. So you can see a big old network of roots here, and they've been tied with a string, elastic band. So let's get that off. There we go. There we go. My 2 plants. What I should do, there's a bit of rot on this one actually. Let's get rid of that bit. Let's plant these out, open the roots up so they're shallow, and I'll plant 3 and 3. So I'll get these set up, and then I'll set you up outside and show you how I'm going to plant them. So I'm going to plant them just here. Again, same as last time, these are all bound together. One's coming up already. Second one looks like it might be. So actually it looks like it's just one plant. Is there a second one in there? No, this one has only got one in it. Yeah, that's a shame. So, plant these like this. So, move. So, like so. Here. And then you got to spread these out a little bit. Spread the frills. One. 2. 3, and then a bit of compost to go over the top of them. Give them some early nutrients. Some of this topsoil back over them. And then for me, most importantly, mark them. About there. Pat them down. And then they just need a good water to set them in their positions right. There we go. So that's them now all bedded in just there. And then what I'll do over here, I've got blackberries growing just there, which I'm going to train up here, the thornless variety. There's also courgettes there, which I'm going to try and grow up there, but that fell because of the frost. I'll plant the other 2 asparagus just here, because then the shade they'll cast on will be against the greenhouse, which will be absolutely fine because that's getting more than enough warmth. I'll get them done and I'll be back in a minute. So that's the asparagus in. So now we're in April. May even have been our last frost last night, but the last frost date's still 2 and a bit weeks away. We can start to look at moving things on to the next stage. So obviously we're about to start the big push in the gardens with all the growing. Lots of things are still taking off, which is brilliant. All the peas are doing really, really well. Radish is doing well. All the things in the greenhouse are doing absolutely fine. Strawberries have started, well, not fruit and flowering, sorry. And I think what I'll do, I'll give you a little tour of what's going on in my little garden. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make this a bit longer, shall we? So it's a bit on the old messy side, but nonetheless, so we've just planted in the asparagus there and there. Coriander or parsley, I forget now. Got thornless blackberries, a courgette, which was on a whim and a prayer. I've planted a few things like that. The first of our salads. These are bloody brilliant little things, these are. As only you can see. So it's just mixed salad in there. French breakfast, I think. Or radishes, anyway. Yep, well, they're righty. And we've got some calabrese that survived. Spring onions are all up. As you can see, a lot of weeding in this bed. This bed was thrown together late last year and yeah, didn't have enough work done on it, so this one should be a lot of work this year. Another thornless blackberry, climb over the trellis. Some rainbow chard that was left from last year. Some random garlic, had some cloves, chucked them in. The main garlic's on the other side, some more broccoli over there. Then we have got our grapes here. You see the buds are now starting to form, which is really, really good. This bed is for all the corn and salad, which has just had a load of cardboard on it and some other things to try and kill off some of the weeds. I've not actually lifted this in months. Yeah, we seem to have some slugs under there, but that's fine. That soil is pretty much all ready. I may add a bit more compost, but that is probably going to be this coming week. I'll get this all cleared, add salad, and get that ready. Gooseberries, this is only their first year here. They were just transplants, so they're doing all right. One of my favourite flowers, bleeding heart, absolutely beautiful. My wife picked that up for me, which was lovely of her. Got 2 blueberry bushes, of which, focus, we've already got blueberries starting on there. Blackcurrant, first year for this apple tree. I think this was an Aldi purchase, this was, but buds are opening. And we've got what I'm referring to as the pea walkway. Radishes in the front, peas in the back. On this side, peas, these are all Kelvedon Wonder, so they should hopefully start cropping in the coming weeks. One of my many varieties of strawberry. And as you can see, not only have they started flowering, you can see that, they've actually also been pollinated, some of them, which is really nice. So strawberries coming very soon. Spinach, there's a lot of spinach in this garden. And I just noticed a green fly. Oh, he's off. Yeah, so that's them. I saw earlier in the video, white, red onions, blueberries, more beetroot, not beetroot, sorry, rhubarb, more rhubarb. Raspberry canes are starting to come up. Don't know how that bag of compost got there, I have to clear that. Under here, potatoes. See, they've just started to come up and they've already got a bit of frost damage, unfortunately. But moisture-wise, yeah, still plenty of moisture in them, so they're fine. So I'll keep that fleece on for another week or so until I'm certain the frost has passed, and then they can come out. Strawberry bed that seems to have seen better days. More peas, these are Monge 2. There's another set over there that were planted a week later. But they're all coming up slowly. Some of the The ones in the centre, the strawberries that is, sorry, there's 6 plants in each side. They're newly planted this year. The ones on the outside that look terrible were already established. They were cropping loads last year for months. Got 4 varieties of salad. There's Little Gem, Lola Rossa, Romanian Balloon, and I think a mixed red leaf. But there's like one type, another, and another. More spring onions, more peas. Onions I planted last year, the year before, sorry, that failed. Didn't really produce anything, so I'm leaving them to go to flower because I've not grown them to flower, so I wanted to do that. Look nice. More peas that size. Some more calabrese. 1, 2, 3. Although that one looks like that's not enjoyed the frost. 4. That one hasn't either. There is a row of carrots in here, but they seem to have all been eaten, so I don't know what happened there. Then we have the garlic. So eventually, once this garlic gets picked in a couple of months, I will grow the Romanesca cauliflower in this side and something else in this side. And you see where some of the garlic failed. Just chuck more radishes in, because you know, why not? Yeah. And then this was supposed to be a herb bed. The oregano's done really well. I need to come and clip all this out actually. And then I had some spare strawberries, which are a Japanese variety, I think they are, but instead of them being red with black seeds, they're white with red seeds. And they're ridiculously sweet, but they go off in no time at all. But yeah, so that's where the garden is at the moment. So that's where we're at the moment. So we now have the asparagus in. That's not going to be for this year. We might, well, obviously we will end up having a few bits next year because you might as well, but you shouldn't really. So it'll be the following year. So for us, we're in 2022 now. So 2024 is when we should expect to actually start getting a good harvest. Now the amount you need to actually feed a family is a lot more than what I've planted, but we don't have asparagus too often. Like it, it's nice, but we don't have it too often, so it'll be like a tasty mid-spring treat, I suppose, because it should be coming up around about now. Yeah, and I've got to plant up the aubergines, kohlrabi, find somewhere to put some more radishes, although I might wait a few more weeks. I may end up planting in the corn bed some more salads, which I've show you that. I don't know if you can see that, but I've set up some of the salads, just taking them from the tray here, so they can just grow on a little bit more in there, and then when I want to transplant them, it's nice and easy to do so. Oh dearie me. But yeah, so a longer one than usual today for the video, but still it's all good. And yeah, next episode I will probably be doing some tidying up, maybe pulling some bits and pieces out of some beds. The bed that I used first for the asparagus last year that had a load of rainbow chard in it survived the winter, so I thought I'd give it a go, but I've already noticed some new growth on it. It's very, very tough, so I think I'm probably just going to lift everything out of that bed, leave the garlic and the broccoli around the edges, but then the front of it I can use that for other bits and pieces, maybe even the kohlrabi actually. That might be a good place for it. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe if you like the content. Leave a comment, let me know what you want in these videos, and yeah, ultimately have a lovely day. Thank you for joining us in our garden, and we'll see you on the next one.